Friends, hello, greetings, salutations, wherever you're at. Let's talk about DJT here, Trump Media, and what a day for Mr. Trump himself, obviously in court. I'm gonna try to keep this PG-13. Obviously, if you know, you know. If you don't, well, I'll inform you a little bit. Like I said, we're going to try to keep this PG-13. Trump is having his trial, and obviously, it's hard to keep up with which one at this point. And obviously, I'm going to talk about the stock, but I think this news in general has a lot to do with just the overall company and stock projection, what we're seeing here. I said this, I've been saying this for months now. The worser. That's not even a word, but the worser the news comes out here with Trump, the stock, Trump Media here keeps doing better. And I think that's just going to be the way it's going to go here. And obviously he is up in the polls. Even CNN has made a recent poll tally, and they have confessed that Trump is up in the polls right now. And this is, I'm not making like a political video whatsoever. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just covering what's going on right now. So obviously, Stormy Daniels against Trump against Stormy Daniels. What's going on? Stormy today released some pretty graphic details about what Trumpy here likes, and what she says that he did to her, she did to him. I don't even think I can say it on here, and I've got to be very careful what I say, because obviously, certain platforms hate Trump, but with this too, we see this weird situation happening with, there's Trump himself, then there's Trump Media, the stock, and then there's like the horde of people that love Trump, and all this comes together in a big melting pot, and then we see what happens with it. But more than not, I swear it's the God's honest truth. The media cannot do anything on this guy right now. There's a lot of people, obviously, with this Stormy Daniels thing that are, I don't even want to speak on it. It's just, it's a weird situation because how she's being used right now with this whole situation, and that's all I'm gonna say. But I don't know that anything's gonna come from this. It's definitely not hurting Trump's polls whatsoever. We have a situation where the nation, the economy, everything that is going on right now, inflation shooting back up. That's strictly we are seeing hardcore left people, Democrats whatsoever, even if you have friends, family whatsoever, or even famous people we're seeing at this point are coming out and saying, hey, I'm strictly voting for policy at this point, and whatever that means, that's what it means. So with that too, it goes right into Trump Media, and that's why I put all that first to say this, that we could very well be seeing whether Trump wins these trials, he doesn't win these trials. I don't think it matters. The guy's not going to jail. So, with people saying that, he's not going to jail. It's just ridiculous. You can't throw somebody in jail at this point that is literally up in the polls. You have half a nation at this point that is already saying, hey, we want this guy back in office. Not to mention the company that he's the face of right now is unquestionably, undyingly doing amazing right now with their stock price. And let me go ahead and say the cliff notes of this. Yes, I know this is all hype. Yes, I know they're not making really any kind of money with this company when it comes to, obviously, bread and butter of what they do. It's a very new company. It's a brand new company. So I understand all this. So for the person that's already typing this, hopefully I can save you some some time here. I know. But that is a good thing about this, is that this is a hype play, and where there's hype play, there's ridiculous movement in that. So, we've seen such movement in Trump Media here that it's almost moved like a crypto, for God's sakes, to where we've just had these crazy high and lows. I mean, just back in April, we saw this thing, 3 weeks ago, really. Go to $22 And then if you were buying back in at $22, you could have sold that for just 4 days later. You could have sold that for almost $45, and then now we're up to almost $50. So it begs the question to be answered here: are we about to see Trump media break into 50? It's not going down. It's not. And I will confess, I thought this was going to be taking a lot more damage right now. I thought this was going to be taking more damage. And it's funny because the rest of the market is really being, just hammered. It is, I think, like, if you get it, you get it. And I don't even know who gets it. I think there's people that just do general investing. I think there's people that do investing and are obsessed with the market and what's going on with the whole overall thing. In saying that, we literally have companies right now that are producing insanely quarterlies. They're like destroying expectations. Companies that this time next year are going to be so cash positive, it's insane. But yet we're seeing a lot of these companies take a lot of damage, and their stock continues just to remain very undervalued or being torn apart in the stock market right now. But yet we have this huge hype play going on right now that has really nothing to do with finances or quarterlies, for God's sakes. And it's just a hype play. It's a FOMO. No one wants to miss out. It's highly manipulated, and the sky's the limit. So this is a situation where if you're buying right now at 40, what is call it, $50, you're buying at $50 right now. This could be cheap, by next week. Who knows? This could be at $55. Yeah, I get what I'm saying. There's people that leave comments on here and they're like, do you even hear what you're saying? Yeah, of course I hear what I'm saying, but I think too, if you even live through the stock market during the GameStop, AMC era, then you darn tootin' well know that there's really no rules of how stupid something can get. I've seen plenty of stupid things in the market make people crap load of money. I've been a part of it. It doesn't always have to make sense, and it doesn't always have to make sense on paper for it to make a lot of money, and we're watching it. Former Trump complained Wednesday about the gag order limiting him from attacking witnesses, jurors, and court staff in his New York hush money case, calling it unfair that others could speak out while he could not. It is a really bad feeling to have your constitutional right to free speech, such a big part of life in our country, so unfairly taken from you, especially when all of the sleaze bags, I think I'm allowed to say that on here, low lives that you oppose are allowed to say absolutely anything they want about you, said Trumpy Wumpy on Truth Social. So obviously there's a lot going on right now with this whole thing. I think obviously the play for the Dems at this point is to keep attacking, Trump media here, Truth Social, what do we want to say here, and keep his butt in a courtroom. I said this 3 months ago, and and now I'm starting to see shorts about it and stuff. Does anybody find it extremely odd? I said I wasn't going to talk about politics. This is all I've talked about. Does anybody find it extremely odd right now that it is May? It is May. And the media is not talking about the election. I mean, they're just not even talking about it. They're not talking about it there's no real campaigning right now. You'll see ads with Biden saying we need 4 more years to do this, or whatever he's trying to do at this point. But you're not even seeing, you're definitely not seeing things for Trump at this point. I mean, they are not running things for him. It is a weird situation right now. So it's a weird year for election because we've never seen an election really run like this. I mean, I think if like you just woke up from a coma, you would be like, "This is an election year. I haven't seen anything about." That was a terrible analogy, but what I'm trying to say is, it's just odd that we're not seeing like high volume with campaign ads, and we're just not seeing it. What we're seeing is just our Biden ads, where he just repeats the same thing that he's been repeating for the last 4 years, and then we're seeing Trump in the courtroom. Although at this point, people don't care and people love it. But like I said in the beginning of the video, this is a situation where we're watching a huge pullback in the market, where it's resetting itself. And I think this is, to me, this is a grand opportunity. I don't want to hype on this too much because I've talked about this in past videos, but I think we are in a golden age right now where you have a opportunity to really set yourself up if you have capital to put in the market for the next bull run that could potentially come next year. And that's a big potential. If it may happen, there's a lot of things that have to happen, obviously. And I do live in the reality that yes, we are the market, and our economy is still recovering from what happened with COVID. That I think, whatever side you're on, I think that has to be agreed on. That's obvious with all the rates, the inflation, and all this stupid stuff that went on with it. I think that's kind of obvious, and all the money that's been lent out, not to mention all the money that's still being lent out. I'm not even going into that. I'll really be canceled here. But we're just seeing the general market have a huge pullback, but it's a pullback where it's a grand opportunity for people to really set themselves up for the future. I honest to God believe, and I'm not the only one saying this, where I think this is a key moment for a lot of people where they're going to make themselves wealthy or millionaires in the next few years, especially maybe 300 days from now, whether it's in crypto or it's in stocks. Crypto probably have a really big run, but there's a lot of stocks that have huge potential that are highly undervalued. There's some AI stocks out there and just other low cap stocks that I talk about that are highly undervalued right now, that have potential to 3 times X to 10 times X this time next year, especially if we see a huge push in the market, and our economy somewhat straighten out here, in which that sounds impossible at this moment, but anything can happen here. So friends, really, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that Trump media here is doing amazing. I don't, what do you want me to say here? Yes, I know, I'm not going to repeat myself. It's FOMO money, but there's nothing wrong with FOMO money because it's not going anywhere. I think it's going to be a volatile stock no matter which way you cut it. It could be at $45 tomorrow. It could be at $35 tomorrow. And then by Friday, it could be back to $50. Traders know this. Day traders know this. Short traders, whatever you want to say, they know this. And this is why the stock is staying up so high. And with that too, with this high volume in the stock right now, we're also seeing people come in here and just buy large quantities of the stock at a very high price right now, potentially low price to where the stock could go, to where they're not getting rid of it. And you're seeing a lot of people that I fully believe that they're just Trump supporters. They're coming in here, they're buying Trump media. They don't even know what's going on financially with the company. They don't even know how much cash, debt ratio, like they don't know. They don't care. They're just buying it and letting it sit. They don't care. Great, good. God bless those people. But you're seeing all this kind of add up right now, and this is just what builds a stock. This is what builds a stock to where it can't lose. Right now, we're not losing a lot of steam on it. It's gaining steam. It is gaining numbers. There's no reason this should be $50. There's no reason. It's not worth $50. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. So when I say that, like, don't attack me. If you understand how money compares to what a stock price is and what the capital of the company, all that kind of stuff, EP, all those things, yeah, I get it. It doesn't make sense. I get it. It's just FOMO money. But like I've said before, FOMO brings a lot of money. I'm drinking the juice that this could potentially run up even more. Who knows what it's going to do? The worse the media makes Trump out to be, the better he does in the polls, the better he does in Trump media. I am fully aware that people are going to attack me in the comments. That is okay. I am just here yapping out my mouth about what is going on here. So I just want to say congratulations to everybody that's made big money on this, whether you've made 20 bucks, 50 bucks, or thousands of dollars. Congratulations on that. That is awesome. And that is the thing in the stock market that is really, really encouraging for all of us to come together and talk about our trades, talk about what's going on, and just believing in kind of what's happening with it and seeing what's happening with it. I'm happy about that. A lot of you leave comments telling me that, and that you've made this and that, and that's really encouraging and awesome. I think that's awesome. I love when people win in the stock market. That's fun because I know that's a great feeling. I know what it's like to like just win in the stock market. It's a great feeling. Friends, I wish you all the luck in the world with what's going on right now. The market is in a huge reset, a huge pullback. I don't know that it's going to go much lower. I think it's kind of finding its bottom right now. I hope. We're not seeing a straight dive down. We're just seeing a slow incline to a little pullback, and we're just kind of teeter-tottering right now. So we'll see what happens here as we continue. Friends, take care. Bye-bye.